Hello, welcome back to Algebra 1. In this lesson, we're going to review basic fractions. And in the future lessons here in a minute, we'll talk about adding and dividing and multiplying fractions and subtracting them. But right now, we're just going to review what a fraction is. And the reason we're doing this is because eventually in algebra, you're going to hit a point when all of your algebra problems and your equations have fractions involved in the problems. So if you don't remember how to add fractions or how to multiply them or how to simplify them, then it's going to seem very, very hard. So we're going to take a minute here to review what a fraction is and how to deal with them. It's extremely important. So we have the concept of a fraction. I know that you've learned all this stuff before, but basically it's the part over the whole. So when we take something and we cut it into pieces, we're basically splitting it up into a fraction. So for instance, we can have a whole pie here. This is what we call the whole, right? And then we decide to cut it in half because we like sharing our pie. And so we might have this half of the pie like this. How do we write this in terms of a fraction? Well, this is written as, obviously you know, 1/2, because this number, the top number, we call it the numerator. This is called the part. The shaded part, in other words, the shaded red part. And then the bottom number is called the denominator, and it's the whole. So what we did is, essentially in this case, we cut this pie, which is a whole pie, we cut it into two pieces, and that's why the bottom number is a 2. It's called the denominator. But we only care about half of the pie. That's the half we're going to eat, or that's the half we're going to give away, and that's one piece, and so that's the part. So that's how we basically write fractions. And I know that you've seen all this stuff before, but we're reviewing it here. And so here's some additional examples of fractions. 3/4 means you take a pie and you cut it into 4 pieces, but you only take 3 of them away and give them to your friend. That's called 3/4 or 3/4 of a pie. 2/3 of a pie, cut it into 3 pieces, but you only take 2 of them away. That's the fraction 2/3.